Today we are talking about video number 3: prepare for and practice interviews and promote environment of effective communication. So our first part, 3.1, is practice effective interviews techniques. First step is research. So research the company before the interview, learning as much as possible about services, products, and customer. So it will give you an edge understanding, right? So always research about company that you get a job interview. So do ups and downs of the companies, and what is their major goal. So always research about the company. Second thing is look sharp. So select what to wear in the interview depending on the industry and position. Get out your best interview clothes. Check them over spots and wrinkles. Third one, be prepared. Bring along a folder containing extra copies of your resume, copy of your references, all the paperwork if they ask for. So whatever they ask for on the website, on the job website, bring those and bring those documents to that you would consider as would be better for you if they ask for. So always be prepared for that. Be on time. So fourth is be on time. Never arrive late on the interview. That is not a good sign of any worker to on a late interview. So allow extra time to arrive early in the vicinity, allowing the factors that you getting lost. Always count factors about getting lost. So you can go ahead bit early, but not too much early to enter the building to 10 to 15 minutes before interview. The fifth tip is answer the question that is asked. So candidates often don't think about whether they are actually answering the questions their interviews ask. So don't get over the topic. Just if they ask something specific, just answer specific one. So if there's a generic question, you can give your explanation generically, but usually you have to give your answer very specific to the topic. Make sure you're understanding what is being asked and the further clarification if you're unsure. 6, ask question wherever you feel difficulties or wherever you are feeling that what's going on with that one. Always ask questions. Many interviews don't ask questions, so they miss opportunity to find out more information about that, and the question you ask indicate your interest in the company. So more question you will ask, so they will understand you are having more interest in the job. Follow up, whether it's through email, regular email. Interview follow is one of the chance to remind the interviewer that valuable traits you bring you to the job and the company. So don't miss the last chance to market yourself. Always follow up wherever you feel positive interviews. Always follow up on that. So 3.2 is discuss different types of interview: in person, phone, video conference, on demand. So I will give you some hints about the interviews and what is on that. So the first one is a telephone interview. Often companies request to initiate initial telephone interview before inviting you to the face-to-face interview. So they will ask generic questions on the phone, so they'll know they can know about you and they can follow up on you before the face-to-face interview. So the second one is face-to-face interview. This can be meeting between you and the member staff, even 2 members. So face-to-face interview usually after the telephone interview, but it can happen right away. So it doesn't, like, there's no necessary of the phone interview, but usually they do the phone interview first and then ask you for a face-to-face interview. Some companies might have their panel interview as well, because there's lots of layers in the interview that we will cover in the next topic. So panel interview. This interview involves a number of people sitting as a panel with one of the chairperson, and type of interview is popular within the public sector. So public sector jobs, you will find this type of interviews where you have to speak up and you have to give your points. Group interview, several candidates are present in this type of interview, so you'll be sitting with the competition, so you'll be asked to interact with each other by usually a group discussion. You might even being asked to do as a team, so make sure you speak up and give your opinion. So always speak up, always give your opinion to something that's being asked. That's how you can make a group interview well. So you have to make that impact on everybody. The second last is the lunch dinner interview. This type of interview is not formal, but if employer chance and access to your communication, interpersonal skill, as well as the table manners. So make sure you you order wisely, and make sure you don't spill your drink. The portfolio based interviews. In the design digital communication industry, it is like you will be asked to get a portfolio. Make sure it works up to date without the little or too much. Make sure that your images are big enough to make interviews see properly. So make that little detail visible, so the interviewer can see that and appreciate your work. So that's how the portfolio based interviews goes on. So the 3.3, identify appropriate question for the appropriate levels of interview. So phone interview is question about your background. So name of the company, where you were working, name of the company, job title, job description, dates, employment, what were your responsibilities. So that type of question would be asked on phone interview. One interview question about new job of the company, what interests you about in this job, why you want this job, and that sort of question. What do you know about the company, and what made you do, why you are quitting the previous job. That's also probably gonna be on the phone interview like that. So the basic interview question, which is face to face. Tell me about yourself. What's your strength, weakness? Why do you want this job? Where would you like to be your career 5 years from now? So that's a really common question that would ask to you in probably any field. What's your ideal company? What attracted you in the company? Why should we hire you? This is the most asked question, that why should we hire you. So always give your best about that answer, that what can you make profitable in the company. So what will you do as an employee. Let's mention that. Group interview questions. So general questions from the group interviews: how would you colleagues describe you? So